everyone, and welcome to today's debate. There are 4 speakers for the motion: Irene, Athena, Stella, and Achilleas, and 4 against: Joanna, Elsa, Bekos, and Eugenia. When all speakers have finished, members of the audience will have the opportunity to ask one question, which should be addressed to a particular speaker or team. After that, the members of the audience will vote, and the result will decide if the motion is carried or defeated. Each speaker will have 3 minutes in which to do his or her best to persuade the members of the audience to vote for or against the motion at the end of the debate. The purpose of a school debate is to give students an opportunity to use their language skills to persuade you to agree with them. Please keep an open mind and vote according to how well the speaker used their language and powers of persuasion. It would be silly to vote for or against the motion simply because one of the speakers is your friend, brother or sister. Please try to remain totally objective. Let us now listen to A. I will ring a bell when he has 1 minute left.
The House believes that the Internet is more harm than good. That's stated, though, because we believe that privacy, first of all, is in great danger. Thousands of websites and millions other hackers find the opportunity through them to find information of the website's clients. Either you want to purchase something, you need to give your telephone number, your address, and blah blah blah, everything like that. Second, I would like to introduce a study. This study suggests that the Internet causes young people at our age to commit suicide. For example, this says here, in one of the studies reviewed, all over half, 59% of young people interviewed said that they had reached suicide online. That means that they have not only see pictures, violent pictures, of suicide, of violence, of blood, but they also start to think like that. Think these ways of life. And their life, apparently. Another thing I would like to say is that face-to-face communication is lost. That's caused since websites like Facebook, Twitter, and other among them are not only useful, but they are more harmful. For example, not only the hackers find the opportunity, but you lost your connections with your friends. You can not only, for example, start to think like a computer and forget everything you know. From school, start to forget your language, to write, and also, the magic to see your friend beside you is gone. You can't have them through the Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. They're not here with you, they're through your connection with the Internet. So that's why, in a nutshell, even informed society is an empowered society. It therefore stands to the reason that a misinformed society is a disempowered society. And that's the reason I would like you to vote for us, and thanks for listening to me.
Good evening and thank you for coming. I'm going to show you some reasons why the Internet is helpful for us. To begin with, the Internet helps to bring the world closer together. Take for example social networks. friends can remain connected to each other when miles apart. People can maintain and even create friendships without the barrier of geography. That's why many people use the phrase internet friends are real. What is more, the internet brings the world together by not only encouraging direct communication with people from other countries, but also by being able to share and distribute information in a way which others cannot be, in a way that others cannot, in a way that traditional forms of communication would not do. Moving on to the next point, which is entertainment, I'd like to say that there is a great range of things that you can do while you're online. For example, you can play online games, watch online movies, chat with friends and family, read books, browse live news and interesting articles, and also get new friends through social networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I think that all of you use them. Another point worth mentioning is shopping online from home. Firstly, you save time. With just one click of a mouse, you can buy whatever you want at any time, without wasting your time trying to find something in a shop and then wait in the queue to pay. Secondly, you save energy and fuel. One of the advantages of shopping online is that there is no need for vehicles, so no purchase of fuel necessary. And you also get away with traffic, which is annoying for all people. Thirdly, the internet allows you to easily check prices and compare with just a few clicks. This gives you the freedom to determine which online store offers the most affordable item you're going to buy. And don't forget that whether or not don't forget that if you're unsure whether or not the item is good, you can search on websites such as eBay or eShop, as you may all know, which the items are guaranteed. And if the item doesn't work, you can take your money back. So, for all these reasons I told you about, I think that you should vote for us against the motion.
As evidence has shown, everyone's privacy can be greatly harmed by the internet. Some websites store information, and some others may ask you to fill in some private information which can be stolen from another websites for commercial purposes. Whenever people post something online, it takes a great risk for them for the information to be stolen. In addition, the internet has become a major source of information for many people. However, online information has usually not gone through the checks as newspaper articles or books, and there is a risk that some of the facts are false. I would like to bring your attention to the case of sexual predators. Many of us take use of websites such as Facebook or Twitter, and these websites have allowed us to communicate and get to know people better. But have we ever considered if these sites are reliable enough to be trusted? Yes, I agree that it is true that the internet has not brought harm to society. It is true that the internet has helped people and saved lives from disaster, but we cannot just overlook the harm and trust the internet completely. So these are some reasons why you should vote for us and for the motion. Thank you.
Bekos, and today I'm going to tell you why I believe that the internet is more useful than harmful. Well, the internet and social media provide young people with a range of benefits that far exceeds its harm. It provides also opportunities to empower themselves in a variety of ways. Young people can maintain social connections and support networks that otherwise would not be possible, and can access more information than any other time in the history. Communities and social interactions young people form online can be invaluable for developing young people's self-confidence and social skills. It has also changed our everyday lives, as people go and check on internet to check weather reports or pay bills online. They can purchase everyday items through websites, listen to music, or even pursue hobbies. Individuals are not the only ones benefited from internet. Businesses are benefited too. As SBA explains, which SBA stands for Small Business Associations, it explains to us that the internet application service providers provide the businesses with a big variety of ready-made applications that help them run day-to-day operations in their business. These internet services help them with the finance management, with inventory control and human resources, which allows them to lower the cost and reducing the time and labor force needed to run the business. Therefore, I am convinced that the internet is really a more useful asset for our lives than a harmful one. So, vote for us.
Well, welcome everybody. As you might have heard, we are for the motion, and my team and I do think that the internet is does more harm than good, and I have 3 basic points there. My first one is cyberbullying, the second one globalization, and the third that little kids get affected from the internet. Well, let's start from my first point, cyberbullying. Providing that people have came up with internet, that is the reason why cyberbullying was created. There are many problems nowadays which contains this phenomenon, and is not it's not a rare one. What I mean is that we searched for a survey of Oxford University, and we found that since the teenagers started using the internet and other applications such as Facebook and amongst other ones,
Now we will hear the final arguments from the 2 teams.
Hello. You have heard all the arguments that the other team has said, and now you're going to hear the reasons why we believe that they are wrong. They say that the internet does more harm than good, but they use it anyways. As of what the other team has said, I'd like to mention that I defer to that. This house believes that you are the first and most important person to protect your own privacy. Don't go and fill in private information if you don't want other people to see them. The second thing is that cyberbullying has the exact same effect to kids with traditional bullying, and it can be controlled by raising awareness. They say that people are scarred by the internet. But what about the lives that were saved by it? There are various support groups online which are particularly for special cases of problems, be it for its rareness or be it for the person that is afflicted or ashamed by the problem. And online support groups can provide aid that community is never able to do. For what I have said and my teammates have said, I suggest you should vote against the motion. Thank you.
Well, hello. What about the last speaker of the other team said? I would like to mention that we try to use responsibly the internet because you said that we use it extensively. And about what the speaker said about Instagram as a social network. Instagram is designed only to post photos, so you cannot really dodge that thing that you must post things that have to do with your life. So, what about yourself? Communication. Social networking is not safe, as we stated before, due to hacking and so on. Entertainment. Those things could be done before the arrival of the internet, and that arrival brought extinction to works such as a DVD club holder. About shopping. Many sites can be hacked easily, and the hackers can steal your bank account codes and log into your accounts. So, fake offshore companies are taking money and they not sell anything because they are ghost companies. They don't respond to your orders. Social networks and information. We could obtain information through books also. I know that would be far too difficult, but as you search a book, you might find something interesting also and want to read it too. So the result is to get more knowledge than you was aiming for. About business operations. Hostile companies might want to access those online documents, and it would be pretty easy for a skilled hacker to get on those accounts. About the valid information, yes, but if you aren't a skilled searcher in order to verify that those informations are true, you cannot guarantee the validation. About teaching, yes, internet brought new methods in teaching, but most of the students take advantage that it offers too much, and they instead want to watch funny videos or make themselves entertained by something else. So what I want to say lastly is that the positive impacts of the internet are short-term and everyone could be a victim. So is the internet still safe for us? Therefore, I strongly agree that the internet has more harm than good. So I want you to think. So vote for us for the motion.
We would like the audience now to ask questions. Yes.
Stella, previously you said that young children spend more time online than playing with their toys. Their parents are there to draw lines.
Well, this is a good question, but some parents do not have the time to spend with their children, unfortunately, and some of them they don't see it as a bad thing. But we did search for this as well, and we find that since the internet was used in all homes and children started to use it, the 55% of the children said that they prefer the internet. They do not have at all real toys in their homes, since they use only that for their entertainment.
Yes?
I would like to ask Athena. You are against the internet, but I'm sure you use it and everybody here does. So how can we avoid using it? It's a part of our lives.
Well, you cannot avoid using it, but you can choose if you can use it responsibly or not. A person might know the dangers that the internet might bring to him and don't post a lot of photos and personal information, but another person might choose to post all the things that he's doing with his friends, all his personal moments, and that is really dangerous. As we said, they are hackers and they can get access very easily to your account.
Yes?
I would like to ask Athena. I think most of the children now are educated and don't post many of their private information. How can they be in such danger?
I think all children search on the internet because it is an important fact in their lives. It is useful for information in their school and their projects, but they have to be aware of it for the dangers and the